Hi, Raven's Librarian here. I'm going to be continuing my Let's Play of Steamworld Quest. In the last part, we started Act 3. We are heading for the forest and the Forgotten City where supposedly the Necronomicog might be located.
Chapter 12. Into Ruins.
So we're chasing after the Void Army. Haven't run into any of them, at least not the archetypal enemy unit that makes up that army. So far, we've only run into bandits, monsters, and what I'm assuming are ghosts or just very creepy looking robots, and what I also assume are the druids that the story makes reference of. Something feels off. Where are the merchants and the local riffraff? Normally by now you'd be swimming in peddlers trying to sell you junk or steal your stuff. Just point me towards the hot springs and the tourist center. Good grief, the comedian's a frog. I'm serious, numbnuts. There's some funny business occurring here. Funnier than usual, that is. Where's old Hawker Jim? You're right. Just think about he went through to land a corner near the city entrance. To catch potential customers' eyes or wallets. He'd never give up this spot unless something serious had gone down. You suggest something above the customary chicanery being in play here? Hey, those folks may have been swindlers and hoodwinks to the lot of them, but they still stood side by side. Sure, they'd steal from each other, but never crossed the line into spilling blood. Or as Hawker Jim used to say, you pick on one pickpocket, you pick on us all. That's not important right now. Where's the Necronomicog? Well, we didn't say we knew exactly where it is. It's around here somewhere. We should talk to Bob. He has his fingers in everything that goes on around here. He's shady as fudge, but if you have cash, he'll provide you with what you need. That's reassuring. You, Bob? Archdruid Bob Lord the Fourth. Which part of that is the fourth? Ah, gullible travelers. I, Archdruid Bob Lord the Fourth, greet you, good people, in the spirit of Veiled Moon. Druid mumbo jumbo. Oh, an alchemist. We usually don't get many of your kind out here. And I see you acquainted yourself with some of the notables around here. Ah, nice to see you too, Bob. Did you get any use of that Jimmy root? Yep, it did the trick and then dried up and withered. And the prism? You don't need it anymore. Perhaps you consider selling it back? For a third of the price, of course. No can do. It got eaten by a dragon. I see. Well, they can be rather irritable. Bob, was it? So you're supposed to be the go-to guy for information around here? Go-to guy? I'd like to see myself more of a patron for the city. Here he goes. We druids have turned these ruins into a thriving farming society, benefiting from the moon's weekly apex. Weekly? Are you implying that the lunar cycle is different here? How is that even? I'd rather look at the moon and see it as half full and half empty. You know what I'm saying? That is not how... Honoring the moon's generosity, we cherish its impact on nature by distilling special juice. Moon juice, if you will, that's distributed richly among our ruined neighbors. Moon juice? It brings all the bards to the yard. Music reference. Every new cask is celebrated with song and dance around our holy tree, followed by a brisk run through the fields. Completely naked. Completely naked? You should join us next cycle. It's gonna be epic. Well, Bob. Can I call you Bob? That sounds... We are not going to indulge in any of your Hocus Pocus movie reference. It's getting a sequel. Once, I woke up by the river, and when I leaned down to drink, I saw that I was wearing a horse's face. Possibly a Godfather reference? A long face of shame, you mean? No, literally a horse's face. Ew. But where are my manners? Let me provide you with a sample of our delicious produce. Gotta check what the stats are on that thing. We're not interested in your moon juice, you twisted happy camper approach or... And he's already drunk it. Slurp. Raises Galil's strength and magic by 2 grades each, but inflicts him with despair for 3 turns. Oh, but for the sake of... Will you stop slurping so we can start looking for the Necronomicog? What's that? We're looking for the information on the Necronomicog. That's why we're here. Oh, it's buried beneath the city somewhere. Not even I know exactly where it is. It should have altered its surroundings considerably. Would you happen to know if any spot distinguishes itself as particularly shady? A place that people avoid, or where strange plants grow? That pretty much describes the whole city. But perhaps the northern parts are a tad more shabby than the rest. People usually avoid them for some reason. Yeah, especially the old monasteries and surroundings. It's the perfect place to dump old things you want to get rid of, bodies. Or keep safe until you need them. The monastery is usually locked. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some archdruid business to take care of. I'm sure that's not gonna be a consequence. What a swell guy. I don't trust this cook one bit, half moon. I say we take Bob at his word and start looking for the Necronomicog in the northern parts of the city. I am going to completely ignore that and head in the opposite direction, assuming I can figure out where that is. You might want to start looking through the northern. Fair enough. That place is locked for now. On the one hand, people in the city would likely hide their money to avoid getting pickpocketed, so it might make sense for them to put them into vases. On the other hand, why would they have so much money to hide? Look, druid art. Oh, God, I think I remember these. I wouldn't call it art so much as turf tagging. If the symbols are important to the druids, then maybe it is worth keeping them in mind. Taking pictures of it right now. Apologize for the wait. Okay, that's one path. Going especially north. Anything? That feels like a spot where they would hide a chest. Now I'm worried I'm missing one. I do like how they add this place has a lot of background art with the buildings. Oh hey, Medusa. You are not going to be fun to fight. I still haven't learned how to aim right. Wait, wrong order. Save this for the very end. Two. Probably recall if I'm gonna keep this party, I don't really need the card that makes them weak to fire, unless I get the cards that make them weak to fire. Also, instead of petrifying them, it sort of uses the magic stun ability. This one, no. So far, it seems the Medusa character is going to be especially annoying if she's with a group of characters that do a lot of damage. Trying to find out if she's not resistant. She leave to arc. They're not especially dangerous, but might prove a problem in fights where she's in a group with for now. What a card could I get that? I probably should get that card though. It's one of the biggest advantages outside of just having high damage is figuring out what the characters are weak to, the enemies, and using that knowledge by making decks actually have a lot of options. So if I recall somewhat, you need to have these photos because you need to know at a certain point they're going to ask me to mark a certain puzzle. But to do that I need to recall the big problem is recalling where they are in relation to one another. Sorry, so how far are you going to chase me? Oh no. Wrong one. Did he get the Did it get stuck or did it just forget where to move? Also, I don't think I ever tested out if these guys are weak to arcane damage. Pretty sure they were weak to lightning. I don't have the mage. Probably do this. Save the oil attack, the bleeding for the other attack. Yeah, that'll work, right? So far, this might be one of the easier missions. I'm just gonna jinx myself and run into a lot of stronger opponents later. But for now, I still think that's true. I don't think a flying wasp is gonna have any money on it, but that's well done. This will be kind of overkill. Maybe. We'll see. Be over there. That was right, they are weak to lightning. They're probably gonna dodge these, but yeah, luck me. We'll probably. Yeah, well. No, that card got back real quick. It'll be really unfortunate. Good aim. This is the path I took. This is gonna be troubling. Pretty sure this one would be weak to fire as well. So, make the most of it. It shoots lightning. Okay, that's new. This definitely won't do much. That does a lot of damage. That fight wasn't as hard as I was worried it would be. Not having any boss fights though, that does make sense, but yeah. Gotta be careful not to switch out. That's a solid plan. Alright, I wasn't even looking for that one. It's actually a little intimidating with all the fire, but it's actually a really nice place. Although this might be a clue as to where I'm supposed to go. So I want to keep a photo of this in mind. Also, just as I was saying how this place looks kind of nice, I just saw the skulls in the corner. Like the implication of that. Okay, so same ability. Apologize if you heard that. Deck. So I have to be careful when I run into a strong opponent. That seems to be a wall. And yeah, I really do like the architecture of the ruin as well. There it is. So yeah, this is the... Look! A whole art exhibition! Didn't Bob say the monastery is usually locked? That makes those symbols more likely to be some kind of puzzle connected to the door. Boy, do I... Puzzles in games are always sort of a mixed bag. Sometimes they're really great, sometimes they can be very frustrating. Obviously, one's own intellect and talent for puzzle solving is gonna really influence the way you think about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't intend to do that. So now I need to recall how exactly to solve this one. I was wondering. You even gonna try? Nope, not even gonna try and justify her presence here. Encourage. Heals one ally and removes all harmful effects. Pernica Meteor, but it's made of ice. That deals frost damage. That's a nice, change from most versions of Meteor. Fairy Ward grants one ally immunity to all status ailments. Stormbringer deals physical damage to one foe and lowers their storm defense. Deals physical damage to one foe, hits twice. There's another one here. Raven Strike deals arcane damage to one foe and inflicts blindness. Thorns grants one ally a thorny shield and regeneration. I really gotta make up my mind and commit to getting some of those. Is that a plant or a body? There's some really tired buildings around here. Indeed, but you can still spot quite beautiful architecture underneath the fatigue. That's right. This fixer-upper right here looks interesting. Don't drag behind. Let's keep looking. Must have been quite a struggle growing up around here. Well, not just around here. On this very spot. You mean this shack? This shack is the old city orphanage. Oh. Pay no attention to him. He suffers from a severe case of foot in mouth. That's okay. Funny. This place is probably the closest we can call home. But the managers weren't very parental. They did not treat you in a proper manner. They rented us out to a gang of mercenaries who worked the southern boom towns. Repeatedly. What? Thieves small enough to sneak into fancy establishments and open from the inside were always in high demand. Eventually, we made tracks for good and set out on our own. So if everybody's had enough of this is your life for now, I'd suggest we keep moving. Raises all allies' dodge chance by 3 grades this turn. Foot in mouth, our heroes decided to limp on towards glory. Galilio's like, I know. You know I screwed up the moment I said it. Might not want to. Alright, check whether or not it's actually... So yeah, these are the 2. Yeah. Get these. I have a mixed hand of... Wonder if I'm gonna do that, then... I suppose I'd... Wrong way. This is how I want to do it. Yeah, it's better. Maybe one less of the... Keep doing the wrong way. One less of these. There, it's better. Hopefully I won't take too much damage fighting this guy. If so, I'll just, hopefully survive, but I'll switch back to have Galileo in the party. Not gonna invest too hard in trying to keep. If you need the healer, you need the healer. There's plenty, if just one obligatory one, there's plenty of ways of getting around the level up issue with just using other characters. I feel like his foreign attacks might have counted for. Should have actually checked. There we go. Let's see you heal all of that damage. I don't have a point. They might be in trouble. Something I realized from that card I got from the previous chapter from reading Bells. A lot of damage. I can use. I should have plenty of these two. Not plenty, but I can spare. Many effects, not a difference. Keep forgetting to check the other card. Lunacy and not sure if that card's actually I'll use it just for a little while. Similar to another stat racing cards, it's probably usually best on a party that actually can take full advantage of it. Like in the early missions, like racing physical defense, might be a good thing for Copernica the Alchemist, but late into the game, unless you've got a lot of equipment for her to have high protection against physical stuff, a tiny little stat boost isn't gonna make much of a difference. So I didn't actually check her deck. I can switch into I don't think any of these enemies. The aim of that thing is really short. You gotta be really sure. You gotta be absolutely sure about how to aim that thing if you're gonna. Call them there. Any of them are actually weak to lightning. Specifically the Medusa, because I haven't done. That answers that. Don't expect her to be weak to fire. Hit. Kind of be forced obvious of me to be like, oh, she's got hips, so technically she. Whatever. I'm overthinking stuff like that. Do you have any money on you? Okay, it's out. I think this party can still work. It's another one. Still gonna have a bit of trouble once I get back figuring out how to put those things in order. Adds a Joker card to one foe's deck. When played, the Joker card deals arcane damage to the foe based on their magic. The Joker card will be removed after being played. That seems like a real mean card to give based on whether or not the enemy has specific weakness to their own, obviously having high, both weak to arcane and weak to their own magic. Deal. Baffling. If they're weak to arcane and have high magic. So that would end up doing a lot of damage. Won't do a lot of damage, but want to get see what's up. That paralysis trick is the reason I want to take out the Medusa first. Let's see if the same trick from before will work on. Almost. Got perfect for it's one of those funny moments when you have like 2 cards for everybody, so you have to actually decide which combo you want. And the deck decides to not be helpful about it. Not gonna get the card at the end that I wanted. That's a bad choice of card usage on my part. For that. That didn't attack the person I hoped. But oh well. How much fire damage can take? The real challenging part is when there's 2 of them, because they can do a lot of healing to each other. So they work really well as a combo. I'll definitely do a lot of damage at the end, but Just want to be sure that they go down. I realized I should have done the curse card first, then use the attack. Right now, Auric needs the most healing. Hopefully that math will help. I think he dodged that. One of these will probably finish him. But with that extra magic. Yep. I'm guessing 2 levels, that's the hill. I'm guessing from here on they won't get as much XP. Also interesting that even though this place is supposedly marked by the Necronomicog, you know, life does still grow here. Those plants are still growing. Even if there might be a bit of strangeness to them. So I'm definitely missing. Oh, this is where I start. Here, let's. I'm gonna save. If I do that, the enemies will respawn. And I might have to keep coming back and forth. Anything on the corner? No. Yeah. Now I wish my memory was a lot better so I could actually recall what the trick was to solving that puzzle. It might just be pressing the ones that are visible, that were present throughout the map. So, let's see, missing one. Alright, so it wasn't nearly as complicated as I thought it was. I was overthinking it. I thought there might be some kind of order to it or something. Oh yeah, the Joker card. I never. I don't know if. Yeah. just in case we face off against the magic. Save at this point. Don't know what I'm gonna face though. Okay, if the Necronomicog really is around here, we should probably talk about the best way to approach it. Indeed, a clear-cut arrangement is the artery to any coup de... I can't pronounce that. Armally, this goes without saying, but let's not rush into things blindly. No pointing any fingers here, but... Armally? Did you hear a word of what we just said? The grinding gears of endless time had once again halted to catch their breath. Isn't that a passage from your handbook? Hello? Anybody home? Humbled by the grand sanctum, our heroes decided to sort their bearings. Suddenly, the base of their skulls started humming with intuition. Charge! Glory to the brave! How could I not see this coming? Hey, Auric! The Necronomicog doesn't by any chance have a long, pointy tail, does it? Nothing of the kind. It holds the shape of a round, perhaps even slightly oval cog. Ah, right. How about long, sharp teeth? None whatsoever. Its prongs are more towards the short and blunt side. Got it. I don't suppose it has foul breath and drools worse than a forest ogre either? Correct. It neither has nor does. Check. I have good news and bad news. Splendid. Let us have it. God, I love how they're dragging on this. Guys, I think you'd better come here. Oh no, we're more than happy to sit back and just watch you. And look at that, it's another... Oh, it's a poison dragon. Let me guess the bad news. This is not the Necronomicog. Yep. Total bummer. And the good news? Come on, gang, a chance to beat up another dragon. Yeah, it shows what you know, Armely. You're not even gonna be in this fight. Wonder if that works again. Oh, we're gonna find out. I go through all the bases and figure out what this is and isn't weak to. So, might as well check. I'm gonna go on slow just to make sure I don't miss anything. Apologize for the sudden shift in speed. Alright, immune to... Not immune to fire. Right. Vernica doesn't have the best deck for this, but... Oh, that's that skill. That's great. Let's see if it's weak to arcane, though. Take that for the lad. No point in having... Yeah, definitely didn't have the best deck for this. Okay, let's start with this, though. Might as well get as much of this as possible. If by any chance it's weak to arcane, might as well get started. Okay, so it's electrically shielding it. Either it's shielded or I did something to... oh, blunder. Yeah, this was a... I think it's Auric who has the card to heal people from that. This is special. This is definitely gonna hurt. I definitely wish Copernica had her. Yeah, I might get through this, but it's definitely not going to be for a skillful playstyle.
Stoner ese, lo separaron en four.
Hopefully the poison will do a lot of damage. Poison's still doing its work. Really good because he can do long range damage. Problem is, yes, I gave her the wrong card for this, but she can avoid suffering most of the damage. Except when the dragon decides to keep whipping the tail at her. Rude. Don't. Wait. I'm doing it in the wrong order again. This I'm supposed to do it. Gets any damage from arcane, I want to get as much of it as possible. Does this count as? It does. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we'll go this way. So far we fought a fire dragon, an ice dragon, and a lightning dragon. I just need to recall if there was a arcane dragon at the end of all this. The biggest problem here is I'm forcing them to do a lot of the physical stuff. I wonder if we'll actually get to see him pull that card out of his deck. Alright. Yep, that did the job. Wow, didn't get it. He almost nothing from that. Feel that steam rush. You did nothing. Snap out of it. Still haven't found the Necronomicog. At least we didn't pay Bob anything for the useless information leading us here. It seemed to me that he knew a bit more than he let on. Maybe we should return her and be a bit more persuasive. After defeating another dragon, our heroes decided to return to the self-proclaimed patron of the city. Oh, thanks. At least they helped us jump through all that. Back already? As it turns out, Bob, you sent us right into a dragon's den. But don't worry, we vanquished it for you. You killed my dragon? But I put it in there to keep it safe. I needed it to pay the Colosseum ringmaster. Now you really got me in trouble. He's a very unpleasant and has all these guards that... What on earth are you babbling about? Who is this guy? And what Colosseum? He got here about the same time you ventured off. Just moved right into my turf. Almost overnight, he refurbished the old auction house into an arena and... Just tell us where the Necronomicog is already. Well, he's corrupt to the core. If someone around here knows anything about an ancient artifact corrupting the hearts and minds of people, my bet's on him. And if you're already going there, maybe you can tell him it's gonna be a while until I can procure a new dragon. I'm sure he'll be reasonable about it. Totally, he's totally not gonna murder you. If he doesn't, we'll strain him out. Let's go check on the Colosseum. At the end of that chapter. Hey, I actually found all the chests. That's the first. I think that might actually be the first. After a fruitless search, our tired bunch strike a deal with an unsavory character to gain the information they need. Oh, that's the end of that chapter. Bit longer than some of the other ones, but overall not too difficult of a chapter. It wasn't, even when I kind of used the wrong party and the wrong deck on that boss fight, I didn't struggle as much. And I definitely wasn't over level, because when you're over, except, well, actually no, that might have been why I didn't get any XP at the end. Well, still, you know, I still enjoyed the fight, and I like going through it, even if I, you know, hope, even though I'm not going at this blind, I'm also not going to try to use the walkthrough and just do everything perfectly. That's not really why I'm playing it. But once again, I hope you enjoy. I hope to see you in my future videos. And until then, please take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.